Hi, it's Adrienne. How are you doing today? And so I'm back with some palettes that you might have that you can do some looks that'll be close to the Blossom palette that came out by Natasha Denona. But first off, we'll go ahead and go through what I have on, and then we'll get over to the fun stuff in the palettes. So I do have the L'Oreal Lumi tint on. I did go ahead and mix shade 100 with shade 120. So I do have a mixture of those two on today. And I did go ahead and use the NYX, let's see, so that the NYX concealer, and it seems to have run away for right now. So as far as bronzer is what we'll go to next. NYX, and this is the Deserve Butta. So it's part of the Buttermelt bronzers. And so that's what I have on there. I did go ahead and pick up the Tangerine shade, and it's called Had Butta. And so this is what I have on as far as my blush today. And then I did go ahead and again NYX went ahead and got one of their Buttermelt highlighters. They're new. They're in store over at Ulta. At least they were at my Ulta. And so I went ahead and picked up Glaze at Butta. So that's what I have on as far as my highlighter today. And let's see, as far as everything else, with the eyes, I did go ahead and use the Ensley Rain, and this is the Flourish palette. So it's a really pretty palette. I did go ahead and start with this really pretty, and it is a peach, right on the crease, and then I did go ahead and do this color right in the middle of the lid, this color right on the crease as well, and then this really pretty, oh, it's called Buttercup Bliss. Oh, okay. So this shiny yellow I did from here to here. So, and then about halfway into the eyelid. So, yeah, I used the Flourish palette for everything today, and I thought it turned out really, really almost a summery kind of look. But it's fun. And then for the lips, these are over at Dollar Tree, and they say color on them. And this is what they look like as far as lipstick, and I have that one on today. And then as far as lip gloss, I'm going to go ahead and use the e.l.f. lip gloss, and I thought that it was just so pretty. Had to pick it up. These are over at Target. Or at least they're over at my Target. So this is the lip oil from e.l.f. and it's, yeah, really pretty. So I have these two on together. So it definitely has a little glitter and shimmer in this one. And I did go ahead and use the Beauty Pie Triple Glow as far as my setting powder. And moving on to palettes that you can use instead of the Blossom palette if you aren't going to go ahead and pick that one up. And the first one is by Glamlite, and it's their Berrylicious Strawberry Shortcake palette. Really cute palette, and it has a lot of really fun shimmery shades in it, and you can go really pink, you can go really red, and so it's definitely gives you a whole bunch of different options in there. By Colourpop, these ones are over at Target, and the Mauvin Up would definitely go ahead and give you some of those shades. This Moira palette, Like a Melody, and you would definitely be able to go ahead and do some of the rosier looks with this one. One of the ones that came right to mind was the True Icon by Revolution. And with this one, it's actually a dupe of the Patrick Ta palette. And it does have all the rosy shades in it with all the matte shades as well. So yeah, you could definitely, and then it does have two shades over here which are actually cream shades. So you could definitely go ahead and get some of those looks with this palette. The Berries by Juvia. Yeah, You could definitely do some rosy looks with this one. And Simply Posh Citrus Punch. And with this one, definitely could do some rosy looks. In fact, I have done a couple of rosy looks with this one. And yeah, this is a really fun palette. And very summery spring kind of palette. One of my favorites, this is Cartagena by Nomad. And you could definitely do some rosy looks with this one. It has that whole bottom row that gives you the rosy purples, and then you have a whole bunch of peaches and golds. And just love their packaging. Their packaging always is some of the best, or the best, depending on. The Unity palette by Adept. And you could definitely use this one to go ahead and do some rosy looks. Really pretty. The shimmers in here are pretty amazing, and most everything is going to be a duo or multi-chrome with this palette, so it's really pretty. This one by Sigma was actually the first one that I heard that people thought that this was a dupe, and it's a Cor-De-Rosa palette by Sigma. So if you have this one, definitely go ahead and get it out. People have been saying that it's pretty much a dupe for that palette. And the last one is going to be by Colourpop. This is a Smoke and Roses palette. And as far as being able to go ahead and do some rosy sort of spring kind of looks, you could definitely do that with this palette as well. And that's going to be all the palettes from my collection that you might already have that you can do some of the blossom looks with. And other than that, I think that's the whole video for today. And I hope that you have a great day. And I'll see you later. Bye.